to Module 0. And in this module, we're going to be covering everything about the business side of influencer marketing and learning more about the growing billion-dollar industry. Now, I decided to call this module pre-departure prep because before we get into any business or before learning more about a business, whether you are a beginner in influencer marketing or you've been in this industry for a few years, it's really important to have a comprehensive understanding of not only the business side from the influencer point of view, but also from the brand sponsorship side or the agency side as well. Not only will this knowledge empower you with knowing more in general about this side of the business, but as you start pitching to brands and negotiating, you'll realize that because you have so much knowledge, you feel more empowered and you will have more leverage, again, when you're negotiating prices and contracts as well. So I made sure to add this part in before we actually dived into the strategies and the tools and all the great things that you can do in order to land those long-term brand sponsorship deals. So before we get started, I wanted to put up this quote, and this is by my favorite rapper and artist of all time, Jay-Z, also known as Hov. Not sure if there's any Jay-Z fans in here, maybe Beyonce fans. Anyways, I put this up here because I wanted it to serve as a mindset framework of your influencer business and your influencer sponsorship business in particular. So why I decided to put this quote up is because a few years ago when I decided to leave my office job as a fundraiser for political campaigns and charities, I wanted to learn more about the business side of influencer marketing. Because at that point, I would see a lot of influencers work on brand deals, travel, and get all these great luxury hotel partnerships, and bloggers were a big hit and they were making all this money through sponsorships. But I couldn't find anything really very business oriented. And because I needed to learn more about the industry, I decided to meet up with a friend who was doing it for a few years. And I remember, we met at a coffee shop and we were sitting there on a small table, and it was in downtown Toronto. And she told me, Anna, you think of influencer marketing too much from a business perspective. For me, it's more about creative. It's a hobby. And if I get sponsorships, if I get to work with some brands, great. And if I don't, then it's fine with me too. And she went on to tell me that, I was focusing way too much on the business side when it's more of a creative outlet. And I know that a lot of people, there's different people wanting different things with their Instagram accounts. Some are just doing it for fun, and some are really looking to monetize it. And so why I bring up this story is because I think sometimes when we are going into a business transaction, sometimes we're not aware of it. So if you exchange, you get a free hotel stay and they ask you to document your journey on an Instagram story or an Instagram post, or, someone like a skincare company wants to give you a product and in exchange for your review and your stories, even though you don't get paid, that's still a business transaction. And if you really think about it, every day we are going into business transactions and we're negotiating without even realizing it. So I wanted to serve this as a framework where this quote is, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So with that being said, I want you to have the framework that you are a brand, you are a business, and your Instagram account, your photos, how you want to show up in the world is an extension of you. And so this is how brands will see it, how businesses will see it as well. So just keep this in mind that you are a business and you are a brand, and you represent certain values and certain opinions. And it's a beautiful thing, but just to serve as a mindset reminder as you enter into the business of influencer marketing. And this will serve you well in terms of doing business a little bit differently, doing partnerships a little bit differently, and collaborations